honestly though, like whenever he
All
was,
right, we
whenever
are
he
up.
left, oh, word. But yeah, whenever we left, like he left, we were like, dude, are we gonna be all right? And it turned out it was just Tulsi calling the shots. So I mean,
That's exactly the vibe that I get.
oh
Is
yeah,
like
it is.
if you look at Don Waddell's full resume, it's not very good. Not at all.
No.
Not at all. So definitely the best stuff he did was in Carolina, but you look at Tulski, it's like how much was this guy doing? Was he doing nearly everything? Like I have a lot of questions, that's for sure.
There's always twos and fro's of why he was truly here. And part of it was everyone says he was a better politician to be able to talk with Tom Dundon when he was in his early days owning the Carolina Hurricanes. And it was always, I think that was always going to probably come to an end sooner or later. It's just a shame when it did because it interfered, in my opinion, with the Jake Gensel deal with or without cap issues. I think ultimately that's what led to Jake going to Tampa.
And yeah, geez, it would have been great if you guys could have kept Jake.
He wanted to be here.
He fit like a glove, like straight. It was a perfect match for Iowa too.
Didn't he absolutely pop off in the postseason?
He popped off in the regular season too. He actually had the most points by a deadline acquisition in like NHL history.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I thought he was
production-wise, he was great. I mean, he wasn't popping off goals like it was stealing candy, but I mean, he was production-wise, he was phenomenal.
And it definitely stings he's gone,
and he made Sebastian
making a big bold trade like that, and that's the beauty of the Hurricanes, right? And recent memory made some awesome blockbuster deals, which is super
trigger
exciting.
warning for Mikko Rantanen, but did anybody expect him coming here to begin with? Like when everybody saw that trade, that was out of nowhere.
I was about to say that's the one trade part of me wants to take back.
It was very puzzling.
What your guys' process on that whole Mikko Rantanen situation? That was pretty much the biggest headline from last season, right?
It was very puzzling, especially to like when you watched Carolina play Dallas and you saw Logan Stankoven undress Rantanen and then score on him. You're like, it's very confusing why Tulsi would make the decision to trade for a guy who is not known for his defense whatsoever in a defense-first system. And that affected his offense. Like when he was at Carolina.
Got to work harder. Unfortunately, has to work harder.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have just such a beast of a system. It is just defensive stuff on lock, and it's something to admire. It's tough hockey that you guys play, and it's just you guys have been consistently doing that for what feels like forever. It's just been Rod the Bod and his system who has just been dominating.
Yeah.
On the regular season, mostly.
Yeah, and that's another thing we would probably like to talk about is what are your guys' expectations heading into the postseason? Is this a year where the Carolina Hurricanes might be able to get the job done?
I personally want to start off with that because this is my opinion. You better make it to the Stanley Cup final this year.
Yeah.
Depending on what you do with this roster, obviously changes need to be made, but make the Stanley Cup final. Because the fan base's patience is starting to wear out. I can guarantee you, if you miss or you get bounced out of the Eastern Conference again, if you make it, confidence in leadership may start to show. It won't show immediately, but it'll slowly start creeping into that locker room. And it's not Rod's fault. I'm giving Rod grace here. He gets a lot of criticism, sometimes, in my opinion, rightfully so. But the system as a concept works. It's the players that are, in my opinion, some of them are that problem. And this is what everyone, rightfully or wrongly, I think some of them get a little too harsh in their criticism, but where they're mainly right is we need a superstar. We got Nikolai Ehlers. I'm not saying he's not a superstar. He is, but we need more than just one. It's not going to be just one superstar that's just going to light this franchise on fire. We need more than one. I.e., look at Florida. Look how many stacked superstars that they have. Look at Tampa Bay. Look at, what's another one? I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention the best hockey team in the league right now, the Colorado Avalanche. You need just more than Nikolai Ehlers to get you over the hump.
Yeah, and the thing with Ehlers is he struggles to play a full 82. You have that problem where maybe he could get injured at some point during the postseason, which is a dangerous kind of thing. It's a sketchy kind of thing, but obviously, hopefully.
Now.
Yeah, I don't need to be bringing that. You guys are already like, get out of here.
Well, we've been fortunate this year so far. He's not missed a single game, I don't think.
Yeah,
I know.
The rest of it,
and
not so much
I
though.
love me some Nikolai Ehlers, man. He is such an entertaining player, and the one thing you wish with him is just like, can this guy just please stay healthy for like the remainder of his career? Because he can just be on that like MVP level. I mean, there was that one postseason where he was just lighting it up with the Jets, and just was like, he was playing some of the best hockey in his career at that time. I forget which year that was, but there's just been some great stuff from Ehlers throughout his career.
Well, that's kind of his. That's a bit of what he brings to hockey. He brings a fast, dynamic style that the Canes have, in my opinion, really needed. They need.
He kind of took over Marty Necas's role of like getting a fast zone entry. Like, I think he's quicker. I don't know if he's as quick, but he's like very, very close to Marty Necas's top speed, and I think he plays better defense than Marty Necas does. So I'm happy to replace him like that.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Well,
it definitely is.
Well, I think when I think back about that Colorado game, I was mad at first, but ultimately I was just sad because two of those players, well, one we knew was leaving sooner or later with how bad stuff was getting behind the scenes. I mean, when you even got old players that have no business chiming in, i.e. Peter Mrazek. I loved watching his butt get lit up when he was playing in Detroit his past couple games. That was funny, but anyway, I'm going off. It really that was a night when part of you wish the trade didn't happen, because when you see Marty with the way he fits like a glove with Nate and Kale, Lincoln and Landeskog, that really hurt to watch. And the Ruhr killer was getting rid of your best fourth line center, Colorado, who ended up, which Adam Gold called the game-winning goal when it tied it 3-3.
Jack Drury?
Yeah, Jack Drury.
Underrated guy.
He's a great defensive player too. Like, you could put him on the penalty kill. Great.
That's really the one player I wish we didn't get rid of.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I remember when we all got news from that trade, and it was like Carolina is acquiring Mikko Rantanen in exchange for like Marty Necas, and then it was like some unnamed player.
It was Kokoniemi. It was originally Kokoniemi.
Yes.
We were so happy for like 10 minutes until we found out it was Drury.
Yeah, and we found out it was Drury, and we all like wanted to die but on paper it makes no sense because in the trade, if you lose Jesperi Kotkaniemi, you're losing your second line center, and if you lose Jack Drury, you're losing your fourth line center. And Canes fans would have preferred to lose Kotkaniemi instead of Drury. So it was just a funny day.
Yeah, you guys have been preferring to lose him for a long time now.
Dude, years. But there was like a little while we were kind of like, you know what, maybe like 6 months ago we were talking to another group. They were telling us like, you know, like he could be like the Jordan Stahl replacement. I was like, you know, I could totally see that to an extent, but he's just fallen off a cliff again this year. I think he's worse than he was last year. So, and honestly, this would make it probably his worst year so far he's had with us. I mean, he's getting in the game like sometimes, like half the time he gets scratched now. So I don't know. At $5 million, you probably got to move him at some point.
Well, when your coach bluntly calls your ass out, I think that's a sign that you're on the chopping block, dude. If you screw up one more time.
Yeah, but the problem is how is he?
Salary cap is going up.
That's true.
That changes the complete dynamic. I mean, if you guys had that contract and say maybe it was just beginning, however long ago, like, and the combined with the salary cap not going up, that would be a nightmare. But you know, lots of money to work with. It should be pretty movable deal, like somewhat, but no one wants him. But I think if you throw in a sweetener or whatever, it should be a movable contract.
I feel like
years go by.
I was gonna say from last year, I'm a little bit sad because we had to move Mikko Rantanen. We actually didn't have enough time at the trade deadline. I had heard something that was late that Tulski had something going on with Vancouver and possibly getting Brock Besser.
It was Besser and Raquel from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see Brock Besser as a deadline acquisition last year. And if we had him instead of Kotkaniemi, things might have been different.
Yeah, I can't believe Vancouver didn't trade him. I mean, what a questionable franchise.
And then they kept him.
And they're still not doing anything. And then they trade Quinn Hughes instead. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I still have Minnesota winning it this year.
No, I mean, what I meant to say is it doesn't make sense to trade Quinn Hughes but not also dump Besser, because if you're gonna start from scratch, you might as well start from scratch. He doesn't benefit the franchise at all.
No, the only way he benefited him when he was on that expiring contract. Their GM said that there was not really any interest. Maybe he could have only gotten a second-round pick, but at this rate, they maybe should have taken that. I mean, maybe down the road they'll be able to get more for him. But, he just has that long-term deal now, so it's that always kind of complicates movement.
Right.
Oh, I really want to be on a fly on the wall in that New Jersey Devils locker room right now.
9-0 to the Isles, man.
Yeah, wow, you guys must have been laughing good there.
That was great.
I laughed pretty hard.
Why didn't they pull Markstrom?
They just let him suffer. Yeah, I was surprised.
Why wouldn't you pull him after 4?
In the net the entire game, and
let
it all back.
Killed my buddy in fantasy this week. It was funny. But pull the man after 4.
I think it was minus 15 on fantasy. So
yeah, it was.
It's pretty bad.
I actually got a question. What teams have shocked you this year so far?
For me?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed if that was directed at me or not. I wouldn't mind maybe pulling up the standings on book here if that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Just to kind of really get a good idea of who's doing great, who's surprising me that way, who's doing absolutely terrible, and who's surprising me in that way. There's a lot. I know in the group chat we talked about it a little bit, and you guys were talking about the Islanders. Obviously, they just had that awesome 9-0 win, so gives them a good. They're a good candidate for being one of those good surprising teams. And then I mentioned it's the Winnipeg Jets. That just they're on a 10-game losing streak, and they won the President's Trophy last season. I mean, has there ever been a team in NHL history that went on to win the President's Trophy and then finish dead last the next season? Has that ever happened? I don't know, but it seems absolutely shocking.
I got a team.
A lot more important than we thought.
I got a team that shocked me this year. That would be the Detroit Red Wings, with how much they've bounced back this year from. Because last year everyone was talking about Steve Yzerman possibly losing his job.
Apparently the Rangers, by the way, with the President's Trophy team, the President's Trophy team we're talking about. I think the Rangers, it says here, did that.
What, in 2022?
No, not 20. No, way back in the day, the 19.
Oh wow.
Are you talking about the last President's Cup winner to win the Stanley?
No, I think he's saying first to last.
Trophy, then finishing dead last the next season.
Rangers are them.
Oh, right.
That happened in the 90s?
19. God damn this website. Anyway, just keep going. I'll find it and get Chip back in.
I mean, are we shocked? I mean, that team was always, when they lost Kreider, when they lost Trouba, and then more importantly, when they lost Kreider, you kind of got the hint that this team was slowly about to implode. And then talks about getting rid of Trocheck. How many times have they talked about getting rid of Zibanejad?
I would love Trocheck to come back.
Dude,
same.
I would totally take that. He's on a great deal. It's a 5.5 mil or something.
I thought it was 7.
Trocheck is so underrated.
Well,
I know, dude, he is too. He's the right shot.
Well, no.
He's an Olympian.
Now, depending on where you sit in the standings, you're probably about to lose Artemi Panarin, who's on a contract year this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we'll get
it's dark times for the Rangers. They're pretty much in that
right
same
now.
Ballpark as Vancouver, I would say. It's just it's like they kind of have maybe some more assets. I mean, especially like having Shesterkin in the mix, that's really nice. And
he just
maybe they end up trading Panarin. How crazy would that be? But like, if this is a team that actually looks like they're completely directionless, it might be time to try and get a huge haul for Panarin and kind of start from there.
Shesterkin was also just placed on the injured reserve, so they don't have him for a while.
Ooh, yeah, dude, that team is just going to continue to suffer.
They're going to implode.
Well, I think they're trying to go for McKenna. They kind of said that last year too, though.
Oh man, that would gross me out.
I would hate that. I would make me so mad.
I like the Rangers, if we're being honest. That's a little fun fact about me. They're kind of like my least favorite team. I always call them the American Maple Laughs.
James, you watch the...
We got a Toronto native here.
Yeah, I live in Toronto, by the way. I'm the Canadian, the Crow.
Hey,
question for you, James.
This is a guy that was crazy enough to wear a Panthers jersey walking the streets after they got their ass kicked.
It was great. I had so many looks.
We
saw a dude with Tampa. It was terrible.
But anyways, back to surprise teams. One of you guys talked about the Red Wings. I've always been a believer in the Yzer plan. I think a lot of people underestimate how much like he had to just clean everything up, that gigantic mess that was left behind from Ken Holland. People underestimate how much like Yzerman had to start from scratch and just kind of had all this negative stuff around his organization, and he just had to step by step just fix it, and that's exactly what he's done. And I'm really happy for the Detroit Red Wings. So yeah, that's another good surprise team. I did think that they would kind of take another step forward. So yeah, it's awesome to see. Kind of just checking out the standings here. You got the Sabres as well. They had that, what was it? I think they got 9 wins in a row, and they've won like 12 out of their last 11, something like that. Crazy stuff.
They won 10
What's
games.
that?
They won 10 games.
10 games. 10 games. Wow.
And when you got a competent GM and then a head coach that takes over that knows what he's doing, like it doesn't really shock me that Detroit's in this position. I mean, huh?
You guys like that hiring of Jarmo Kekalainen?
It's better than what they had.
Yeah.
Wait, what team are we talking about? We're not talking about the Wings right now?
Sabres.
Oh, my bad.
Sometimes I can speak a little quick. My apologies.
It's all good.
No, you're good.
All good. No, I love the hiring. Anything is better than what they had.
Dude, Jarmo used to be the GM of the team that I cheer for, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love me some Jarmo. He's a top-tier drafting kind of general manager. I think there's some flaws to him where he has, maybe assembling a good coaching staff. That was a big problem in Columbus like the entire time, but that guy just brought us an endless amount of talent, and he did really good things for us. But, there was some things that he made some errors around the end. I feel like he was kind of pressured to do some things that maybe he didn't overly want to do. And yeah, nowadays we have Don Waddell, and I'm not happy about it.
What did you think when they called up Chinnikov at the draft? Because I remember everybody watching it live too. They were like, "What? Why is he picking him here?" And he was like projected like a 100th overall or something like that. And he's one of like the best players from that draft class. Like,
yeah.
What did you gotta say?
Jarmo's all about. He knows the sleepers in the draft class, and he's not afraid to strike and kind of maybe do those controversial things. But then later on down the road, they age very well. And Chinnikov is a very talented forward. And did we ever? We ruined him, man. But that's just what we do best in Columbus. We ruin players. We do not know how to develop players properly. It's a mess.
So what made Columbus, because I don't really follow a majority of the NHL outside of Carolina. I would say I know very surface level things. What made Columbus transition from the former GM to Don?
Well, I think, it's just the kind of thing where they're ready for change. They decide to fire Jarmo. And I think around the same time, that's kind of when Don just kind of, he was out there, he was available, and I just think the organization was like, we need to take maybe one of the top names available. Maybe we don't overly know what his game plan is. I mean, you interview him, but, now we're like little ways into his senior, and like I just look at most of the moves that he's made, and a lot of stuff is questionable. I mean, it's big facts. We hired him, and days later, he goes on to draft a Band-Aid, 4th overall, Caden Lindstrom, picking him instead of Ivan Demidov. Completely changed the entire dynamic of the Blue Jackets as we continue to move forward. It's such a deflating thing to draft somebody who is looking like a gigantic bust at 4th overall. I mean, that's one of the most important things as an organization, especially a rebuilding one. You got to get it right with drafting immediately. He just strikes
It's
out.
funny. It's
Speaking
funny
of
though
drafts,
because.
too,
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna say, do you like watch the World Juniors? I know it's massive here in Canada, and a lot of the Americans in the Canes chat don't really pay too much attention. But you yourself, do you like pay attention to the World Juniors?
I love the World Juniors. I sadly didn't get to watch it as much, and I guess that's kind of a good thing because Canada choked.
Yeah, it was
But
pretty
you know, I
bad.
tried to watch as many highlights as I could and whatnot. I tried to keep up with like the point leaders, and it seemed like it was a pretty fun tournament. Gavin McKenna, controversial, like, you know, he put up
Yeah.
a pretty good stat line, but people are like, he's not generational, he's not good enough. It's funny the pressure that he faces. You got Zane Perek, who popped off. He pretty much
Broke the record
finished
for-
with almost the most points ever by a
Record
defenseman in the
dog,
World
dude.
Juniors in a single tournament.
Most in Canada,
most as
he
Canadian.
broke. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was some awesome stuff that happened in the World Juniors this year. It's always just a great tournament that is, you know, everybody should have their eyes on it when it's going down.
What do you think of Keaton Verhoff on defense too? They had two of like the rookies. They're up for this
I
draft.
actually didn't get to watch too much of him, but oh man, did he ever head into this season with like sky high hype? Maybe people saying like this guy could be the next Cale Makar. He's just like
I think he could go number one.
defenseman, and
Okay.
you know,
I think he beats out McKenna. He's a right-handed shot, one of the best offensive ones I saw at the tournament. He's got to be like, if McKenna's not going one, I got him or Stenberg on
yeah,
Sweden.
Stenberg is fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing like just record-breaking stuff in the SHL. That is always something that you want to keep your eye on because the SHL, arguably, you know, I would say it's the second,
men.
third best league in the world, something like that. So if there's a kid in there who's draft eligible and they're doing lethal stuff, you got to do it. It's like Leo Carlson in the 2023 draft class. He was doing amazing stuff in Sweden, and like if players are actually doing like a top tier level of damage in that league, like you got to strike. So, you know, Anaheim taking Carlson at 2nd overall in that class, genius decision from him. He's such an excellent player.
I was
I
literally
love it.
just talking about McKenna like 20 minutes ago with him. I mean, sorry, Leo Carlson. Because, dude, he's an absolute stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just that two-way
Stud.
beast. First line center he will be, and just like
yeah.
he's perfect. He's just kind of like, you know, Florida getting Barkov. Like it's just, you need to have that life-changing thing happen to your franchise if you want these amazing things to happen down the road, and that's exactly what Anaheim has their hands on.
And that's
I can tell.
unfortunately the one thing that hasn't happened with the Hurricanes because we almost bottomed out. But even our 2nd overall pick with Andrei Svechnikov, like we were not supposed to get that pick. We got lucky in the lottery and jumped 10. So like I'm very glad we got him, but our bottoming out didn't really end up happening, and our first line center was a 2nd round pick. And I feel like going back to the points we talked about earlier, it's why we're not going over the hump as much as we want to. We don't have that superstar like that's going to go out there and just score all the goals you need in the huge moments.
Bradley Nadeau.
Well,
Yeah, that guy is such a steal.
He's going to get
That's
no
what I'm
more.
saying. I love that man.
Yeah.
Hold on.
oh, hang on. That kind
And
of
he
depends
comes
on
from
how-
that super deep 2023 class that Carlson was a part of.
Well, that depends on how long he stays here because
There's a
look, I
possibility.
like watching Bradley Nadeau, but the problem is that there's no space for him. And with the top 6
That's not
roughly
true.
locked up,
Anyways,
with the top 6 roughly locked up on contracts, it's kind of hard to find space for him unless you want to put him in the bottom 6.
I disagree because Mark Jankowski's in a contract year and he's not really shown anything spectacular. So it's
Well,
We're still
I know
not going
he's
to
a
have
center,
a roster
but-
spot for him though.
well, hang on. Well, I was actually about to say just that, Aiden, and unless they want to get rid of Mark Jankowski, which My odds are, ain't hurt. And if you want to make room for Bradley Nadeau, there's a quick spot to make room.
I think it's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
They need to hurry up and make a decision because either way, Bradley's going to run out of patience, and he's just going to request a trade. Period.
He's gone up and down for the past 3 years. So,
Yeah.
And I mean, he's obviously good enough to play in the NHL. So, yeah, I mean, at some point, time is definitely a factor on this.
I still don't get why Robinson got re-signed. Like, that just stole his spot.
1.8.
I get
I
it.
don't know why Robinson got re-signed.
Yeah, like if we wanted to have Nadeau make the jump, now you just got this guy in the way. You know?
Robinson's a guy you got to re-sign at that price, though. He's been so productive.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's pocket change.
For the amount of money it costs to have him, he's putting up major production numbers, man.
Well, I'm not saying he's bad.
Not hating that contract and the guy.
I'm not hating it. I'm just saying I'd rather like if
he has a Bradley Nadeau jersey. Like, come on.
Like if you want him to do something, why are you re-signing this other guy? Yeah, he's good. You know, it's a great deal, but you're taking away his spot, and this guy's 20.
His spot.
Like, his spot, yeah, Nadeau. His spot.
Really?
James, you know about Eric Robinson, right?
Had his name played on the locker room yet?
One day.
I'm pretty sure Robinson played in Columbus for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Eric Robinson, old buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speed machine, right?
Nadeau for Natchez straight up. That's interesting.
Bro.
I guess I'd say yeah.
I feel like we need a first if we're getting Natchez.
We're not getting Natchez.
Okay.
Okay, so actually, I actually want to talk about that. So, the major adage we need is a second line center, and please someone tall. No offense, Stanky, but we need someone tall.
Brian O'Reilly.
Go get Tage.
Tage ain't coming.
Noah
It's
Phil
getting a
for
little too late
2C.
for that one, unfortunately.
Dude, I would love. Dude, that would. He's a monster.
Yeah, everybody would love to have some Tage Thompson, that's for sure.
TNT's crazy.
That would be anything and everything you can think of to fix the Canes would probably be fixed in that one trade.
Oh yeah, dude. He'd probably play first line too, and then I would move to second, which is crazy, but.
So you guys say you desperately need a second line center. Who do you guys think are some other targets, or who are some of the most well-known trade chips who kind of seem to be on the market? I'm going to look at maybe some rumors and kind of some stuff on my computer here. So one moment.
Why don't you bring
James, do you think Buffalo will sell or not? What do you think?
Well,
that's tough.
It's going to be one of those things where it's like, look at how close the standings are. I mean, it's kind of like a 2.0 of last season, right? Like it's so close, and it's probably going to get to the point where people are going to really be kind of pushing and waiting as close as they can till the deadline to decide what they really want to do. But that's the beauty of kind of this time of the year is some teams strike earlier than other teams. Some teams commit early, and, that can age well. Sometimes it doesn't. So, it's going to be a trade deadline where a lot of interesting things happen. And, we're going to see a lot of teams strike gold, and then other teams are just going to totally regret doing some things, I would imagine. So, I can't wait.
So give a call to Nashville. They've got Stammer. They've got O'Reilly. Marcia, so I know we're not talking about wingers, but you could pick him up. Former Conn Smythe winner, right? And you've got
kind of under the radar for a Conn Smythe guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have all the pieces, and they don't have direction in Nashville. So why don't we give him a call? O'Reilly, one of the best penalty killers there is. He's great.
Dude, O'Reilly is made for Hurricanes hockey.
That's what I've said since day one.
You should go get O'Reilly and Staros.
Yeah, 100%. Oh man, that would be so cool. Yeah, I like that. I do kind of look at Staros and I wonder, is it a Staros problem? Is it a Nashville problem? Is it a little bit of both?
It's a Nashville problem.
Then that's what you would definitely kind of lean towards, because I've been saying it for a bit now. This team is just going nowhere. What are they doing? And it's funny too, because they hired Barry Trotz, and that's the first time ever as he is the general manager. And, obviously he was an amazing head coach. So it's kind of like the expectations were sky high at first. And then right off the bat, he made some moves that just felt so questionable. I think right when they hired him, it looked like the Predators were about to just enter a big rebuild. And he's like, nope. And he just does the complete opposite. And now they've been just completely terrible over the last 2 seasons here. So
it was so shocking to see them go after so many like veteran players that are older and have no plan for what they were going to do when they got there.
No. What was crazy was they said they won they won that season in free agency in the offseason. And then they went on to lose 8 straight games to start out.
Well, I mean, who is going to guess that, though? They like the players they picked up on pen and paper, that team should make the playoffs. Like,
no.
Well, it was
maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Contracts seemed so
the contracts were terrible.
The Stamkos one looked pretty solid. I think the thing with Stamkos' contract is it's got to be in the right place, right team. It's not Nashville.
He had Kucherov, right? Like Kucherov was his partner, and now he's partnered with
Kucherov merchant.
Yeah, like I'm sorry.
Dude, that's all. That's all I see now. Especially, I think Tampa made the right call by getting Gensel, I guess. But I mean,
also think about this. I mean, think about Stamkos' age too. I mean, he's not put up the numbers that he used to put up when he was in Tampa. So
I mean, how would he? He's in his upper 30s, right?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I think he's like 35 now.
Yeah,
this is not just a contract problem. This is an age problem. You just got a guy.
It's an age problem. It's not being surrounded by as much talent, and then also taking him out of the only system he's pretty much ever known, right?
Well, when I look at those deals, when I saw them after the season was over, I'm like, it's like Barry Trotz just decided, you know what? Screw what fits the identity. Just go get anything that's big enough, and then hope it works.
Yeah, it was like he was just a child who became a GM. He's like, I'm gonna do big things and great things.
It's like what are you gonna do? It's like when the teachers ask you like, well, if you became president, what would you do? And I would feed the homeless. It's like, okay, well, how are you gonna do that, right? Like,
he's like, I will.
I'm gonna get Brady Shea on a 7x7.
Dude, all I'm saying is like anybody that's gonna give a 7x7 to Shea like that, no.
Like, I love Shea with the Canes, but like he was a second pairing defenseman.
Hey, I want to point out what someone in the audience said. The best thing they've done for their organization since then is having Nick Saban become a minority owner. That's a real winner right there. You got to get Nick Saban in there.
Wow,
yeah, that's a real winner.
Like he's really gonna help. Yay!
I mean, it's Nashville. They're never gonna do anything. They're the same guys who have those banners for divisional wins. Like, not to shit on Minnesota too, but they have a banner in their stands that says #1 for their fans, which is retired. Which it's like,
I think there's teams that they wish that they were in Minnesota's position right now.
Speaking of Minnesota too, like I think they're winning the cup this year. That team's amazing.
Dude, I have that vibe too. I have that vibe.
No. I don't know.
It's
just
dude, that conference is insane. Like, look at the standings and then go look at that conference.
Okay.
I mean, it's crazy.
Hot take: Colorado's not winning the cup. I hear so many people saying they are. They're gonna win the President's Trophy, but they're not gonna win it.
Well, actually, I
curse
want
is
to
tough to
piggyback on
beat.
that. I actually want to piggyback on that because they are kind of my pick, but the problem is that guess what team was also here? Boston. Look how that ended.
Yeah.
They got bounced in the first round.
So did Tampa the 1 year.
At Tampa. So could this be as great as Colorado is? Could this also be history repeating itself?
I mean, it's a pretty popular pattern that like top-heavy teams do really well in the regular season, and then once your depth is tested in the playoffs, you don't really do anything. I mean, that's why Florida has had so much success is because their third and fourth line similar. Like, I mean, they do it better than Carolina, but you know they're deep like third and fourth lines. They go in and they do all the work, and then the top line comes in, scores. But with teams like Tampa Bay, who are very top heavy, or even Colorado, if you look at it, you really get concerned when you look at the third and fourth lines because you're like, okay, are they really gonna be strong enough to keep this production going in the playoffs? And the answer is oftentimes no, which is why the President's Cup winner usually never wins the cup.
Well, for Florida, they kind of did they took a page from the Detroit Red Wings book when they won the first Stanley Cup. What was it, 1997? 96, 97?
97 was the Habs. I think.
No,
it wasn't. That was
what was the
93.
year the first cup was
93.
won? 93?
Sorry, I got that mistake.
So what they did was, instead of just going barnstorming the entire regular season, they chose to gear down. Like, we don't care where we finish, just make the playoffs and then save up for the rest. That's, in my opinion, what they've been doing since this group was formed. They don't care where they finish. They know who they are. They know that their way of hockey works, and the proof is in the pudding. They've won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups, possibly a third, depending on what happens. But I have a theory.
The last 3 years.
But I have a theory. I'm never going to doubt this team, but at some point, something has to give. And Bob can't be lights out forever. There's got to be some point when this breaks.
Thank goodness the Panthers put Bussy on waivers. Imagine they still had Bussy.
I didn't know that they had Bussy.
They wouldn't have used him.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
If there wasn't an injury, which I don't know. I don't think there has been. So.
Yeah, it's been Bob and Tarasov all season.
Listen, Mark.
Pretty good.
Markstrom has completely crapped the bed lately, so let's hope that Bob is next.
That whole entire franchise is crap the bed right now.
Because they're not that far out of it. Like, they're really not as bad as the standings say.
Luke Hughes, Canes legend, bro.
Who?
Luke Hughes, 2 goals the other night.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that poor kid.
He was getting booed by Jersey. That's so funny.
Devils fans are stupid, bro.
It's Tate's fault. Dude,
you
Tate
will
is
not
ruining the Devils. It's crazy.
You will not get a player to produce when you boo them out of the street. That is why Toronto sucks, because the fans are miserable pieces of crap and nobody wants to play in that city. They cannot play well. You cannot play well when your fan base does not stand behind you. I think that's part of the reason why Jesperi Kotkaniemi does not play well in Carolina, because we have been booing him out the door the last 3 to 4 years, not without reason. However, players do not play well when they go in their own building and get booed. They're not going to do anything.
Oh, it's not just when he gets booed. He gets lit up on Twitter, X, whatever you want to name, on the social media bus. He gets lit
everywhere.
Yep.
And my opinion, if New Jersey doesn't quiet the temperature down, they're going to run Luke Hughes out of New Jersey.
Well,
they're probably
just to go back to the booze, though.
Dude, honestly,
when Svechnikov was 007 at the start of the year, he was getting heat for his whole dry stretch, but he's still cooking now.
It wasn't like, oh my God, Svechnikov, you're a bum. It was like,
there was some pretty bad stuff, though.
But I think at worst it was like we may need to consider the possibility of trading Svechnikov. I don't think it was like Svechnikov sucks, he's useless. I don't want him on the.
That was really a month ago.
the talent. It's never been a question about his talent. It's just been about his confidence to do the job. And clearly, when he gets in his own head, it's just Svech just shuts down. It's like the switch was flipped off.
That's like his biggest problem. Yeah.
And now,
I've been actually wanted to talk about Svechnikov. Obviously, he's still one of those players who is still relatively young, but he's had just such a long career because he began as an 18-year-old. And when he was 18 and 19 and 20 and stuff, I felt like, at those times it was like, man, Svechnikov's ceiling seems like it's so sky high in a way. And now throughout the years, it's like, do you think he hasn't progressed enough? Are you guys satisfied with his level? Do you feel like there's more to give? What do you guys feel about Andrei Svechnikov?
I think the big thing with him is the injury that held him back. I mean, what was it, 2021?
He tore his ACL 2.5 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
He tore it in 2023.
He hasn't been the same since then. I think, honestly, the last couple weeks, he's probably been the best he's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, at least that's my opinion. But
it goes back to that confidence problem, and it goes back to when I see him do his forechecking, he almost he doesn't know how far to take it. He's like, dude, I'm worried. Dude, if I take this too far, I'm gonna get sent to the box, and if I don't do it enough, I'm just gonna bounce off of the guy. It's that's what I can visually see him kind of when he goes to the box, crap, I did it too hard. Now, if I got to go do it again, I'm going to do it too late. And it's him overthinking.
Some deep insecurities to his game in a way.
Yeah, a little bit, because, I mean, I don't think he's ever not forgotten how to play. I still think that Andre's in there. I think he's now just starting to finally show himself. It's post ACL tear, something was disconnecting. And
he might just have a late development though. Like he might just be one of those guys that's a late developing star. You see those. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but he could be one of those guys because he shows all the time.
He could be like Pasternak. Like that.
Like you know, like David Pasternak was like good, but then he became great at like 26, 27, 28. Like these last 3 to 4 years is when he's like been at his complete best by far. So I mean, I think he could go down the same path. Obviously, not like a Pasternak-esque player, but I think
what you're hoping for is maybe kind of like a Brad Marchand situation. That's a guy.
Yes, dude.
Really
like somebody that
more and more as he kept getting older.
And I could see that happening with Svech because like it's like he gets, I think he has like 14 points in his last like 10 games. I mean like, and I think he's got like 8 in his last 5. Like he goes in spurts, and that's his thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if he's putting points up, but he's just one of those guys. If he can become really like consistent game in game out every single day. Like, I mean, yeah, he could be going for 90 to 100 points. I really do think he has that potential
trade while he's
if you get him correctly.
He has 8 points in his last 5.
Yeah,
he trade him while his value's up. That's what I'm saying. Get someone.
Are you insane?
Consistent.
No. He's been a point per game player this season, besides the 8-game streak from the beginning where he didn't do anything.
So sell high. He's gonna do this again next year. Okay, he doesn't change.
Go get Tage Thompson and I'll be fine.
Thank you.
Who are you getting in return?
Ship him with some picks and let's go get Tage. Like
Buffalo is not gonna be that easy anymore, dude. They fired their GM.
Before you even get that started, he needs to waive his no move clause.
He doesn't have a no move, does he? If that's a no trade for like multiple teams.
I don't think Svech has any clause.
Svech has no clause, but
I think he might. The only one that I know that has fully no clause is Jarvis.
Yeah.
And it's because we're not moving him.
He's got 10 teams.
Svech does not have a clause, according to Wikipedia.
I think you can just trade him.
Yeah, he's got Svech has a 10-team approved.
I'm not trading Svech ever. Well, he might get traded. You never know.
I think the reason why Svechnikov will never be traded is because he makes the Carolina Hurricanes too much money.
Yeah, as Jersey said.
His name does sell. His name totally sells. I've got 3 jerseys.
Wildfire.
If you look on Fanatics,
it's more about business than sports at the end of the day at the NHL.
It is.
So
I was
money, bro.
I was looking on Fanatics to get the new away jersey that we have, because my brother got one and it's kind of growing on me. We have 2 options on Fanatics. You have Aho and you have Svechnikov. That's it. So he's obviously a fan favorite.
I mean, that's clearly seen.
It would be hard to imagine him not in a Canes jersey. That's for sure.
That's the problem. That's the genuine problem.
Dude, he's been here for 8 years. That's insane.
And he's 20.
And the thing is he arrived when the good times started coming back.
Yep. He did.
He was part of that transition.
Exactly. He's part of the transition.
I'm right now very confident that he is starting to find himself again. And I'm very confident that it's just going to keep going. I'm not trading our best power forward for Tage Thompson. I'll give them KK and Bradley Nadeau and picks before I trade Svech.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
My heart.
That's a
trade him Nikishin then. Screw this.
No.
All right, James, give me your opinion on Nikishin and his potential.
Well, I mean, it all starts with what he was doing in Russia. You know, like it was a consistent, long, good career for a young guy who just was dominating that league. So I think as he gets into Carolina here, I would hope to hear from you guys about what's going on, how impactful he's been. Has he, kind of evolved since the beginning of the season? All that kinds of stuff. I would imagine you guys know better than me, but obviously he was one of the top prospects in the league. Kind of like controversial because, people are hard on Russian prospects, Russian players in the draft, all that kinds of stuff. people just underestimate them simply because they're from Russia. So I think that was a big narrative that we saw with Nikishin. A lot of people really being like, this guy is literally like the top prospect in the league. Some people being like, maybe like top 20 or 30. So he's kind of been all over the place in a weird way too. And now obviously he's having his rookie season. So I would hope that he's taking big steps. And just can you guys give me some updates on what you're seeing from him? Defensive ability, what does he bring offensively? All that stuff.
You got his number one fan right here.
So
Number
this
one
is what I
fan.
will say. How many games are we at? 44?
Yeah, it's 43 or 44.
Give or take.
Okay,
Yeah.
so right now
We can
he's
check.
sitting on 4 goals, 10 assists at a plus 14.
How much
But
ice time does he get?
He's getting
He's playing
his
third
ice
pair.
time's going up. It kind of depends on the game. It kind of goes up or slightly down, but it's always like averaging 15 minutes plus, or even
That's
higher.
good. I would imagine
when-
Rod is easing him in, and I think we've
Yes.
seen that since the very beginning. I think like with a guy like Nikishin, he could have went to so many other organizations, and they would have been like, put him in right now. We need him now. But like Rod, he had that patience. He came in the postseason, I believe, right? And
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
was patience. He was like, no, I'm not going to immediately put this guy in. I want to just like have this guy have like our system just drilled into his mind. I want him to know how we play Hurricanes hockey. He's probably in the process of continuing to learn how to do that. And eventually the time will probably come where he gets more and more ice time. And I would hope that he can become pretty much your guys' number one defenseman because, just the numbers he was putting in the KHL, that's got to be some sort of sign that he should be able to put up huge, freaky numbers in the show someday.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
Totally agree. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, this is something Nicky's had to adjust to. He can't do some of the moves he did in the KHL, like hip checks. He can't throw the guys over his shoulder. I've seen some of his biggest hits were when he hip checked the living crap out of somebody, and he flew right into the goalpost. It literally looked like a car crash. He can't
He's
do
pretty
that here.
insane out there.
And I think he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I gauge my aggression without getting into the box? That's probably one of his biggest setbacks right now is gauging his aggression on other people.
He's been
Should
good with
talk
that
to
recently,
Spetch.
I will say.
He has
getting some
been
nice
good. He has
hits.
been good with that recently, but another thing is he's supposed to be one of the biggest closeout defensemen when it comes to making sure gaps are closed and no one has enough room to breathe. He's struggled with that a little bit. Other than that, he's been really beneficial on defense as far as puck movement. He has been also a bit of a dud at a few games. I'm not even going to deny that. He's been a dud at a few games. But I think I went into this season feeling like I don't care what happens. What matters is his development. I don't care what his numbers are. I care about his development. And people saying like what's the defenseman trophy again? I forget. Someone remind me. Norris. I don't give a crap about the Norris. Don't even start putting that in the ether. What matters is him becoming the top defenseman in this team in the future. So that's my opinion. That's my expectation. The numbers this year, I don't give a crap. I truly don't care.
I feel like that's happened across the board with like a majority of our new acquisitions. Is like, Ehlers started out really, really slow. Miller started out really, really slow. And
Started out really well. He just got hurt.
I was gonna say he was kind of fast.
Who, Miller?
His first game was like
Miller transitioned pretty well, honestly.
I was gonna bring that up. Is like even if you take away the goals, like he has 4 goals, and he scored all of them in 2 games. He's scored 2 goals in each of the games that he scored a goal. But when I watched him on Saturday, or not on Saturday, whenever we played Dallas, I thought he was so valuable in like gapping up. Like I thought his speed was so efficient in the way he filled gaps. He's not as physical as Nicky's been, but I feel like we're starting to see everyone on Carolina get healthy again. Slavin will probably be back on Saturday against Who do we
God.
play?
Seattle.
I think we play Seattle on Saturday. I think he'll be back then. Then we'd have a fully healthy roster minus Noah Phillip. And then we're finally starting to see everybody gel to their form. And I feel like we're kind of getting over that midseason hump where you saw us blow the multiple 3-0 third period leads. And I think
don't even go back down that rabbit hole again.
I think
I'm happy to
everything.
do it now, dude. Like, you don't want just like you want like after the deadline, you want to see everybody start playing well. So you want like most of the time the contenders, and maybe James would know better than me, but usually the contending teams, like every team struggles, but they use like the teams that are contending usually struggle like midway through the year or like a little bit before midway, and that's kind of that's kind of what happened to us. So for me, I'm not like as an analyst, I'm not worried about it really, but I know a lot of Canes fans are. So what do you think, James?
In this league, you want to get hot at the right time. So yeah, we see that happen a lot. It can be
totally okay with it. I wanted to do it right now with no Slavin and like Jarvie was out. Like this is the perfect time to go on a little skid. So
exactly, yeah. I mean, you guys like this. Like, if this kinds of stuff is happening, you definitely want it to be happening at the midway part of the season. When is Jarvis expected to be back?
Oh, he came back last game.
Oh, really? Oh, hey, that's high. I thought he was gonna be gone a little longer.
Yeah,
I thought he was. He's a dog. He's always coming back.
Dude, yeah, that guy. Oh man,
you think he's out? Like, yeah, you think he's like we watch games all the time. We're just like, like he gets hit, he gets hurt, he walks away. We're like, oh my gosh, this guy's not coming back.
Yeah,
he's back next shift, and we're just like, how? I'm like, he's just that. That's just who he is.
I couldn't
sorry to interrupt here.
His
I gotta get back.
He barrels into Jake Ottinger.
All right, Sean.
Sorry, I gotta go back to class. Nice meeting you, James.
Glad to be on the same page. I'm really happy to be here. It was nice meeting you as well, and I hope we can do this some more in the future. It's just been chilling.
Good luck with the jackets, and Beast Boy.
Yeah.
Hey, see you, buddy. Love you, man.
But no, what's crazy about Jarvie is that his first game back in Dallas, and he first ever play he does on his first shift, he barrels straight into Jake Ottinger, and he gets back up, and he's just smiling and laughing like, "Yep." That happened.
Yeah, it was the same move that hurt him too. Really, like
realistically,
he's
going
got
to
like
the short side. Yeah,
he's got like a really interesting move. Like because he's really fast and he's somewhat small, so he can like I don't know what the move is exactly, but like he's able to get under the defenders like when he's going towards the net, and then he's like basically crashing the net, but he usually shoots it. So like he's not always crashing, but like I don't know. He's gonna get hurt one day like really bad. I know it's probably gonna happen, but.
He's trying to pull an Andre. It's exactly what Andre does, but he's just a lot smaller, and he can get under the arm of the defenseman he's leaning against. That's the difference between Andre.
And you see it like every game, at least once a game, he does it.
Yeah.
When I watched the Jarvie injury into the net, I was like, "There's no way in hell that's not broken ribs, and he's missing 3 months." I mean, he was skating into that net at about 18 miles an hour. It looked like, and I was just like, how do you get up from that? It's just genuinely unbelievable.
Then he does it the next
game. I thought he was still out. I saw that.
He does it the next game, and he gets a goal and an assist in his first game back. Like, bro.
And
he's a dog.
Now, granted, Otter laid an egg, but it's unbelievable.
He did.
Dude, if Miko coming back, we had to beat him.
It's unbelievable that he gets a goal and an assist on the stall line, which does relatively zero goal scoring.
I literally could not imagine a better night where we benched one of the top 3 goalies in the league, and Jarvie's goal sent him to the bench.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute. I thought the Stars fired Pete DeBoer.
Might be firing somebody else before too long.
I think DeBoer's going to be back in the league, though. Like, maybe this year, maybe.
I agree.
I don't know. I heard it somewhere. I mean, you don't really see that often, but, like, I don't know. I think he's a good coach. I just think it just kind of went bad.
I thought I heard there was extensive talks with the Kings.
I really don't disagree with Pete DeBoer's move to pull Otter there just to like get the team rolling again to try to change something up. And I don't think the Stars lost because Pete DeBoer was their coach. I think it's very similar to the Carolina Hurricanes. The players just fall short like time and time again.
Dallas does fall short a lot.
Literally, they're like the Western version of you guys.
No, I know. I think the same way. Like Dallas reminds me of Carolina
Thanks.
like every single year. Like we'll get to the conference finals and then we'll never get past it. So
Right.
that team has a lot in common with us too. They really do.
Yeah.
The same with the old San Jose Sharks too. It feels like.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I was just about to
makes
say,
sense.
Macklin Celebrini is having a year right now.
It's out of this world. Yeah, I just posted about how he's like got the he's tied in third place for longest point streak by a teenager NHL history. Only has
Who's
to
he got
pass
to beat?
Patrick Laine and somebody else.
Line A.
It was McKinnon
Wow.
with 13 games. So
I honestly
Celebrini is just kind
Patrick
of shocking
Laine
everybody as his name passes by.
Yeah. Sharks are
And
going to be
what's so cool
special
about
in a year
Celebrini is
too.
everybody slept on him heading into like his draft year. I mean, I didn't understand, and I have a theory is that I believe Connor Bedard. Remember the draft year of Connor Bedard? Everybody's eyes were on him like a hawk, and they're like generational. Every second of the day.
Not just generational. The next Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, which is funny because he's not good defensively. He's kind of like next to McDavid was what I was thinking. But yeah, when it comes to Bedard and all that hype he had that year, I think a lot of people just built it in their mind. They're like, well, there was just this Bedard guy. There's no way somebody could come next draft year and be just as hype as him. There's no way. And I don't understand because he was lighting up the NCAA, which is such a great path to take as a player. College hockey is such a great competitive league. It's way better than like the CHL and WHL and whatnot. So the fact that he was dominating the NCAA, probably one of the best seasons from a freshman that we had ever seen. And just people were like, yeah, I mean, he's probably going to be going first overall, but, it's not Bedard hype. And just it was just kind of funny how that continued to happen. Not a lot of people were like, dude, this guy looks like he's guaranteed to be a first-line center, and it's going to be way better than anybody's giving him credit for. So it was very weird.
Connor's first game was one of the cringiest I've ever had to watch. I mean, of course, his first game in the NHL, and you pair him against the Pittsburgh Penguins and his idol, who's he's about to take off against in the face-off dot. I'm like, y'all, this feels like a setup just to market this guy as, okay, here's your next Crosby, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going... And you kind of touched upon this too, like, this guy's the next Cale Makar. You know what I've quickly figured out? There's only one Sidney Crosby, and there's only one Cale Makar. They may be close, but you're not going to get that close.
That's very true. Yeah,
And
some players truly are the one and only.
I truly think one of Connor's problems is what we're slowly figuring out is the kid's fragile. Like, you hit him hard enough. I mean, it didn't take a big hit to dislocate, what was it, his shoulder or his collarbone?
Yeah, I think it was shoulder. I think it was shoulder, but yeah, I mean that was just a freak injury. But yeah, he is just a little fragile, which is weird because he is he is built. Like that kid has muscles in a way where it's like, holy bud. But Celebrini, like, isn't he like about the same size as Bedard? And it seems like he's not as built as Bedard, but still somehow Celebrini, he's just like Iron Man. He's like, nope. Nobody's taking me down. I'll get physical. He does everything, man. It's unbelievable.
Are they really the same size? I have never looked at their stats. I always thought Celebrini was like 6'4" and like Bedard was like 5'10", like just the way they play.
When I watched the game against LA, he did a deke right up the middle of the crease, and I thought I just watched Connor McDavid. It was almost a mirror for mirror what McDavid does in Edmonton. And I now see why Macklin Celebrini gets all the hype, and it's justified. That was awesome to watch.
There's nothing more important than a two-way player, a two-way center, a two-way first-line center. There's nothing more important. You just see it last postseason, right, with Alexander Barkov. Just amazing. And the offensive ability, I think he kind of dials it back with his offensive, and he goes a little more focuses on the defense because just, when a player is out of this world good defensively, which Celebrini already is, and he's only going to get way better. He might become one of the best defensive forwards of all time. Like it's crazy. So, just all of the value he has, it's mind blowing. And
yeah.
Y'all gotta hear the stat line for the Sharks. All right, so take a guess how many points Celebrini has. So they play 43 games.
73, I think.
No, so Celebrini has 67 points. Guess.
About to say 65, 66.
Yeah, so he's got 67 points in 43 games. Guess who's the next closest on points? Like,
let me take a wild
guess. Behind him.
It's McKinnon.
No, I'm talking about on his team, like on the.
Eklund, right? Way past.
Yeah, so
Will Smith.
No,
Smith has been out for a bit though.
It's Eklund, right?
Alex Wenberg. So Celebrini has 67 points in 43 games. The next closest is Wenberg with 30 points in 43 games.
That says it all, dude. Like does
that not just say everything right there? I mean, this guy has 37 more points than the next person on his team, which is still more points than anybody else on the team. I mean, no, he's a generational talent.
So Celebrini's already exciting enough in himself, but then you have the San Jose Sharks overall, man. I mean, it's the kind of thing where it's like, we're already talking about how dominant he is on, he kind of does a lot of stuff solo in a way. Imagine what he's going to be like when this amazing Sharks team is going to build up with him. So many good pieces, pretty much everywhere. They've drafted top tier. They have pretty much every piece you're going to want. And then you also think about how San Jose is a pretty desirable place to live. It's expensive, but oh, is it ever pretty there? So I think I have a big theory that they are going to bring in some pretty big pieces via free agency at some point. They're going to want to strike at the right time. But, are they ever going to take in some top tier talent at some crucial times? Maybe even somebody like Artemi Panarin. You never know.
It's funny.
Pieces are going to come in there, and
I could totally see that.
And the Shark Tank is such a cool stadium too.
Shark Tank,
yeah,
awesome.
Dude, the Sharks are just the vibe overall. Cool logo.
You can't hate on them, except for Dmitry Orlov. Except for Dmitry Orlov.
He hates every former Hurricane.
The fact that he's their highest paid defenseman is funny to me.
No.
I don't know.
He's technically their best defenseman this year. So.
It's funny because I think what they need, this is my opinion for the Sharks to be cup ready, not just contender ready, but probably cup ready. I think they need one or two big defensemen and a goaltender, and I think they'll be good to go. I think their forward group is good enough. My opinion, they need to really top up their blue line, and they need to get a better goaltender. When they do that, they're ready to go. They're ready.
Yeah, and when it comes to the blue line, I think they'll strike in free agency for a defenseman.
I think Ravensburg and Askarov are going to be the development projects for their goaltending unit as well.
I don't know. Askarov still is, he's there.
I mean, he played great against the Ducks the other night. From what I remember, it was 38 of 42. He scored.
Be a starter,
You can't forget about legendary Hurricane Alex Nedeljkovic. I mean,
dude, he's a legend. You legend.
But yeah, I think the beauty for Askarov right now is he can just kind of, figure it out in the NHL. He can just simply play during times where there's not really pressure. It's just go out there and we're all just going to try and develop and get better one game at a time. Askarov really gets to go through that. And I think all of this experience he gets right now is something that's going to really help him down the road. So Askarov, pretty big potential that he will be their guy. And then they just drafted another goaltender in the first round in this last draft. So they're probably going to be pretty good in net. So I think it's the defense that they'll really want to kind of elevate.
The only real name they have
problem.
They have Sam Dickinson, who's maybe something, but that's really the only young defenseman they have.
Mm-hmm.
So
they just simply need more than Sam Dickinson. But Dickinson seems like a pretty great prospect. We'll see how impactful he is. Obviously, I think all Sharks fans are hopefully he can be the number one guy. I don't really know if he'll be that, but at least
I think maybe top four. I don't know. I think maybe top four.
Probably guaranteed to be top four, but yeah.
When they get that blue line figured out, that team will be a juggernaut.
Dude, this seems
Yeah,
insane.
the Magdalene's going to be hard to score on them.
They've got Michael Misa. They've got Eklund, Will Smith. Yeah, I mean, this team's going to be good.
Those three awesome that they got
Misa. Those three alone, dude, are going to be good.
I mean,
and you guys are talking about the World Juniors. Misa did not show up. He was one of the most disappointing players in the tournament. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully Misa can.
That's what scares me a lot about Carolina.
I think he's good.
Like, a lot of these teams have a lot of up-and-coming talent, and our top prospect is Bradley Nadeau.
He's good,
we don't
dude.
Need that. We don't need it. Like, we don't need, the big-time prospects. We have a lot of really good prospects.
Just so you know, everybody, his chief fanboy's not here, so you can rant as much as you want.
Exactly, dude. You can't. Do I think Nadeau should be traded? Maybe. I don't know. I think if they're not,
it's something to consider if the price is right. Like
it's just like if you're gonna get like a big
if the price is right, I'm not hesitating to make a trade.
Because like
realistically,
I'd like to keep
you put him.
I just don't know where you put him. Yeah, I don't know.
I honestly think the only logical thing to do with the pieces you have on the board is send Jankowski packing next year. No hard feelings. He's been great defensively. He's been very helpful in helping this team win. But I know that Nadeau is primarily a winger, but you could experiment and transition to moving him to center and filling that fourth line center position until you figure out if you really want to keep him or you want to trade him, because let's be honest, like the Logan Stankoven center experiment is over and it has failed. Like
he always kind of seems like the kind of player that would probably end up on the wing just because of his size.
He's more productive on the wing. He scores more when he's playing on the wing.
But I wouldn't say it's failed, because despite the fact that he's small, that group works. Him, Blake, and Ehlers on that line, they work.
But I mean, Ehlers has been more productive playing on the top line with Aho and Svetch.
Taylor Hall's been good on that line, though. You can't argue.
Yes, we got it. Taylor Hall, so underappreciated.
Dude, I'm praying to God. I saw this thing where the Canes were interested in Braden Shin. I don't even care if they want KK. I don't want a guy at 34, played 44 games, has only scored 9 goals and 9 assists.
Only if he's a rental. If he has one year left, and then you can get rid of him, because then that gets rid of a roster spot at the end of the year. That's the only reason I'd take him.
Well, James, I kind of want to hear this. I kind of want you to hear this. Me and Jack and another individual who wasn't on here had a conversation about. We were talking about the New York Rangers. I brought up Artemi Panarin and Zibanejad. I thought, what do we think about going to get Zibanejad? Because he's I know, but hear me out. Just hear me out.
I will. Yeah.
Hear me out. Think about it. He's a right shot center that we've been begging to have. We need a right shot center. We have way too many lefties on this team. He's big. 6'2". He's 200, I think 203, 205 pounds. So he's a big boy. Yes, is his contract crap? Yes. But guess what? You get 4 years of knowing what you're going to pay him, which is like going to get a big, massive risk. Like, let's say you do go after an Artemi Panarin who's on a contract year. You don't want to go have a potential Mikko Rantanen situation again. So I'm going like, okay, what's the least risk that also solves a problem?
Well, I think one of the keep Panarin though. Like, I feel like we probably just use him as a rental. I don't think we'd probably sign him.
No, we wouldn't.
I think one of the biggest factors with getting Zibanejad is like, you could make him your second line center. And I think that's the problem with New York when they are going through their peak and their top times as a Stanley Cup contender. Like, I just always thought Zibanejad wasn't enough to be the first line center. And it's like, imagine if this guy was a second line center on a team.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So I hear what you're saying. And
I don't think
think,
Zibanejad
like
can
with that
step up.
logic, it's something to think about. But at the same time, Zibanejad has been sketching me out. Again, he is on the Rangers, so maybe that's a big part of why he's not doing as great anymore.
And he's shown
it's a risky thing, but I think the idea is definitely there, and it is something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think Zibanejad can fill like the defensive responsibility that Carolina asks for.
That's the one thing.
Yeah. Like he would drive Rod insane.
We have to get a really specific type of player to actually fit. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know. Like Florida can put anybody in with the same strategy we have, and we just can't do that. So I don't know.
Well, that's kind of part of my point. Is that you're getting guys that try to fit the system.
What is Florida doing different than us?
You keep doing that, and yet it still doesn't work. It can't get you past Florida. So why not take a medium or low risk of go getting a guy who's big, he's heavy, and you never know, a change of scenery may get Zibanejad to unlock himself. And plus, what you're going to pay him. It's not going to be a guy who's a very big name, who's at a contract year, who you're going to have to probably dump your rest of your cap space to either extend him, or even if he has interest, you're going to have to break your cap even if it's the Russian we're talking about in New York, versus paying a guy who's $8.5 million for 4 more years, who you could probably end up trading again, or you never know. It's really a risk versus reward type of thing. I mean, obviously, this is hypothetical.
Matt, hear me out, okay? So Carolina has technically, as of right now, 15 mil in cap space going into
14.7, but 15 if you round it up.
All right. Thank you, Matt. But no, we have and the thing is, like I said, like the reason you would go after Panarin is because you don't have to pay him after this year. We have that 15 million for this season only, because like I said, it's not going to move over next year. I don't know. Jack, do you know how much we're going to have next year?
It's not going to be much, mainly because we have to extend.
It's not going to be like what we have now, but.
Oh, well, yeah. Right now
is the best time to go after Panarin. So
yeah,
I think he'd make a great rental, but I think Panarin is he wants to live in the big flashy places kind of guy. He wants to live somewhere, where everybody talks about. And, we know Carolina is a small market team, so I would definitely worry if he would want to stay long term. So it's an unfortunate kind of thing that you guys deal with.
Raleigh's on the come up. Raleigh, we are about
a small market team.
Dude, I'm so freaking sick of hearing that dang thing, because how many more seasons do we need to go proving that we can hang with these big teams to attract big names? And yet
it's not about playing good hockey. It's about people have this misconception of Raleigh that it's like this podunk redneck city, and it's like it's not.
It's literally just New York.
Yes.
Dude. It's so many of them.
That's North Carolina is one of the nicest states in the country. It has everything. It has mountains. It has beaches. It has cities. It has whatever you would want. The Piedmont, like whatever.
That's aura.
But
the triangle is huge. Like it's.
Cary is literally just Rangers fans. That's all it is. It's just New York people that moved to Cary.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, like whenever the Rangers come to town, it's like 50-50 Canes and Rangers.
I just call them the Cary Rangers.
Oh, yeah. Like, we hate playing them in the playoffs because it's basically 7 home games for the Rangers.
Well,
yeah, that is brutal.
It's so it's brutal. But like if the Isles came, and it's nothing like that. If Jersey comes, nothing like that.
Pittsburgh is bad.
Yeah, it's funny that the Rangers have a bigger fan base considering the Islanders are way better than them.
It's just people, they love the Rags when they come here, and they love to tell us all about it too.
And every player who's spent time in Raleigh absolutely loves Raleigh, like as a city and living there. It's a great place to raise your family. It's one of the safest cities in the National Hockey League, and it has this bad rap. I don't think it'll ever beat.
Well, you know who you can blame that on?
Who?
You can blame it on the owner.
Tom?
A bit.
Why?
He doesn't like the owner.
No, it's not that I don't like the owner, but there was a thing that came out. It was like they ranked all the different GMs, like from best to worst of who's easy or hard to work with. Tom Dundon ranked number 1 as the worst owner to deal with by agents in the National Hockey League.
I can believe that.
I don't know if they can. I don't know if they do that just for craps and giggles, or if it
Him
was
and
legit.
Waddell were
But,
a shitty tandem, dude. Him and Waddell
mean-
working together, just running contracts.
I mean, I think that's probably part of it. Although I think it's definitely gotten better as time has gone on. But I think that's also part of the issue with getting people here is part of them doesn't want to deal with Dundon. And the one thing is, I think one thing agents have worried about when they talk to Tom is they're worried they're going to undersell their players. They're just going to underpay because they're trying to be cap friendly, and that deters players from wanting to get the money that they feel like they're owed. So those are two kind of not big, but misconceptions I think a lot of people have around the league about coming here.
Yeah, it's really weird, especially you guys kind of providing some insight on the scenery and maybe the different kind of the diversity in Carolina too. That just seems like it's very questionable then at this rate.
I will
dude,
say
they're building like a massive soccer stadium, and they're supposed to be bringing MLB too. So I mean, like, I think it's gonna be a big on the come up city. So we'll see how long the small market is actually like small.
Well,
we'll see. I wanted to say
what would help you
earlier,
boys is win another championship.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there you go. I like
Yeah.
I mean, the Canes are the only one to
That'll
actually have a
help.
championship out of any of the major sports in the state. So, I
Yep.
mean, Panthers have 2 appearances, but it's just the Canes otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, you know what makes this year a little bit more sharp focus is that this is the 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the 20th year anniversary of winning the Stanley Cup.
This is the year.
No pressure, boys.
It's the year to do it. Might as well.
That's what I'm saying.
So
It is interesting that we are like a small market team and we're 15th out of 32 teams in revenue. Like we're not poor. Fun fact, actually, Columbus is dead last on that list. And
Call out.
Dude, like,
Dang.
Winnipeg, man. Like I'm
bad
hearing
for
about
Columbus.
Carolina scenery, and I'm like, it sounds like it's a lot better than Columbus.
I think
the guy's
the
already
Columbus
feeling
is
bad about his
nice,
team.
but-
Don't kick him down even more.
no, I'm not. I'm just bringing it up because he's here. I'm not trying to make fun or anything. I'm just saying.
No, hey man, if anybody
I know,
talks
dude.
about the negativity with the Blue Jackets, it is me. I mean,
Wait,
I'm
so-
a guy who calls it how I see it, and just there's negative stuff going on in Columbus. I'm disappointed in the team. I'm disappointed in the direction. My level of optimism isn't overly there, but you just gotta
Who's
stick with
the,
things and hope.
Isn't there like a big hockey YouTuber in Columbus?
Nasher.
Nasher.
Yeah, Nasher.
Nasher.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, have you met Nasher?
Dude, I love Nasher.
No, I actually because before I created James Miller Hockey, I actually started off with the Blue Jackets page. So I actually kind of used to message Nasher a little bit here and there, and he's like, always just kind of hyping me up as I was starting. He's like, I wish you the best of luck, man, and all that kinds of stuff. So really cool guy, and yeah, obviously he's at least Columbus has something. It's a guy like Nasher. He's bigger than any other team has ever done.
I was gonna say, like, he's done so much for Columbus. So I mean, like,
Yeah,
Dude, it's
like
crazy.
yeah,
he's
and that's
like
what
a
I'm
huge
saying.
fan
Like,
right
really
now.
Columbus has him because he is
I mean, he built his
just
own-
a huge inspiration, man. Just an awesome content creator all around.
I mean, he
Imagine
really
that
built
in
his
Columbus.
own roller rink too.
I know, dude. He's got his whole he's got like a whole like rink built up in Columbus.
Yeah, like,
and, like
I think it's called
got some
Heat
cool
Wave
stuff.
Arena or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does all sorts of awesome, impactful things. He's just a world class active guy.
Dude, I'd love to talk to him. He'd be cool.
Yeah.
One of my friends actually met him one time.
Back to what I was saying earlier, I wanted to try and get this across. It kind of got drowned out. But with the contract situation going on in Raleigh, the Canes have about 15 million. I think it actually goes higher because of I forget what it's called, but we essentially have 40 million or something. It was weird to use for this season. I think that's including the playoffs or something. And going into next season, Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven's contracts kick in. So that's 5.1 and 6. So that'll be a little bit high. And it's going to be hard to keep somebody long term because you got to extend players like Nikishin and you got to extend Bussy. So, yeah, you might be losing Anderson in the offseason, but Anderson and Jankowski are your only like people that are probably going to leave the team, and that's only about $3 million. So you're not going to have too much to work with, and getting a 2C long term is going to be tough.
Yeah, because let's see, we're going to get rid of 2.75 from Anderson and a little under $1 million from Jank. I think he makes what, 925.
Yeah, I think it's on a min.
But there's probably that big possibility that you guys will maybe give it your all to get rid of KK. Like, the guys obviously don't like him, and I don't think anybody wants him on the team. So, like, I think it's really important. Like, the time has to come where you guys just send it, just somehow get him out of here. It's gotta happen.
They should have gone.
If we do send it, let's
McTavish would have been nice.
Oh man, I can't believe it. If I was GM, I would have loved to have targeted McTavish.
My God, dude! That was like who I was like crying. Like I wanted him so bad because like I said, you can get. I think he found like 6.5 mil or something. Like,
and he would have been just such a good guy for Rod. Oh man, yeah,
dude,
perfect match.
Perfect fit. That was your center right there.
Tuck, yeah, well, that could be another good acquisition for Carolina. I like the sounds of that, but then again, it's kind of like the Thompson thing. You know, Buffalo, it's a new world for them somehow. So maybe we'll make the playoffs. It'd be crazy. But if that happens, then nobody can go for their valuable pieces that are floating around that some people have had their eyes on.
Yeah. Tuck thinks he's going to get $10 million, and because he's going to be a free agent in the offseason. So I could see him being traded if Buffalo's somehow falling out. We've been like rumored with Tuck for quite a long
that
time
man's
now, like,
gonna want money. He's gonna want so much.
He's gonna.
Well, the thing is it's good timing for him because like all of the top free agents have signed new deals, so it's like Tuck's kind of like, this is my year. I'm the guy. I'm getting money. This is my time. And he's so lucky that all of those like top names. I think it was literally like 3 of the top names at the top of the board gone. So next thing you know, Tuck moves up and salary cap is going up. That's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about too is the salary cap going up. That's such a beneficial thing for Stanley Cup contenders. So you guys are blessed to be going through that because, you guys are like, we need that second line center. It's so much more possible because of the salary cap going up. So hopefully something can work out. And the potential is definitely very possible.
I'm really trying to think of an out there idea for a second line center apart from the obvious choices.
I'm telling you right now, you really want to go right shot. Like if we're gonna trade for a center, we have to. We don't have one. We don't have a right shot since Trocheck's been gone, like 3 years now, and I think that's really been our biggest problem. So if you go for that, I don't know. Like I said, like I don't know. You can go really anywhere with that, I guess, but it's still gonna be hard to find.
I'd love to go for Trocheck.
I know, dude. Trocheck is perfect. I mean, go get him back. Like, honestly, that is the guy.
The more I think about it, I say screw it. See if the guy wants to come back.
I know, dude. I think Trocheck,
it's better than where he's at.
Played with Rod. I mean, like, he played here. He knows the system. It hasn't changed since he left.
I think Trocheck's the only Ranger that Carolina fans like tolerate.
Yeah,
he's also
or even like
amazing contract, dude. Amazing contract.
Part of me wishes Aho punched him in the face when Trocheck turned around and gave him a thumbs up after they scored a goal in 2024. I'm like, oh, Aho, please deck him, please. But I mean, I honestly, of the Rangers, I think that's the most realistic option. If I'm really thinking about it, because
imagine just that giant blockbuster, maybe get Trocheck and Panarin. Like, just like, you guys really think this is maybe a year to go all in? Maybe you look for that life-changing trade with New York.
Dude, I don't even want to know what that would cost.
We're going to have to pick
it's not dangerous and expensive and complicated. Well, how cool would it be?
Dude, we can get the other Dallas picks they probably wanted. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, problem solved.
I have a
question. A high price for Miller.
Go ahead, Jack.
What do you guys think? Okay, so first off, there are only a couple teams in the league that are selling right now, and most of them are not in the East. There's one team above all of them that is suffering heavily, and that's the Winnipeg Jets.
You're not thinking about Schaefer.
No.
Schaefer?
You think Scheifele. I'm thinking Gabe Vilardi.
Gabe Vilardi?
Gabe Vilardi. He's currently playing on the wing right now because of Taves, but he has 17 goals and 20 assists this season.
Do you think Winnipeg would actually throw in the towel though, like that?
I don't know. This season's been so
like it's too
weird for
early.
them.
I just feel
Dude,
like
they
it's a bit
probably will,
early.
man. They already have just like that's like the confusing thing about them is they have so much talent, and they have.
Oh
like,
my
some pretty
lord,
good
they're
guys
dead last in the
forward
Central.
to
I didn't know
next
they were
year.
that
That's
far off.
hockey. And then you think about they might be getting another top pick, so like it might be the time to maybe say, hey, things didn't work out this year. Maybe it's time to just get some future pieces and combine that with maybe a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Losing Ehlers really did something to them.
No,
It
dude,
did.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
the Ehlers loss is huge. I didn't realize how
Jack?
important it was.
Jack, buddy, you sold me. 6'3" at 216. I'm sold. Get him.
Right-handed or left-handed?
I honestly don't care.
If
That's a
he-
big boy.
Let's find out.
Was it what he's talking about, Velarde?
Yeah, Gabe Velarde.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a right shot, that's actually a sneaky get.
He's a righty.
For honestly, any team.
Oh, he's a righty.
He's 26 as well, so he fits the timeline of this team.
That would be somebody you. I think you'd pay for that.
I think that looks good.
Even if that involves sending Nadeau.
That would
I
probably
agree.
be a first and a dough, though. It would be like a first and a dough for that.
Okay, so
Do
here's
it.
his
I think he'd do
stats
that,
right
though.
now. 41 games, 17 goals, 20 assists at 37 points.
Dang. Flying under the radar right now.
Wait. What's his plus minus?
It's
Minus 2,
Winnipeg,
but I
so
don't
that's
care.
not going to be
He's a
great.
production center.
Yeah,
37
I mean-
points in 41 games.
Well, the fact that he's only at a -2 on a team like Winnipeg right now is like something to write home, like something impressive. Like, because their goal differential must be. Actually, hold on. Let me see what it is. Their goal differential is -12. That's not
terrible.
That's not incredibly bad for how many games they've lost.
That's crazy.
He's projected for 34 goals, 40 assists, and 74 points. You want to talk about a scoring center? That's your guy.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Just for real.
Good
That
grief.
sounds fun.
Winnipeg even has the lowest amount of cap space.
Wow, they're in
What's
hell.
his contract
Holy
right
crap.
now?
Dude,
Did he just?
I
Oh,
think I
wait.
think he signed it. I think he did sign though.
I was gonna say he just signed last year. I think. Oh,
he's a UFA come 2031, but he has $7.5 million. So
That's
you're
what he's
basically
getting
paying
paid.
him Svechnikov money.
Yeah, I mean that's not horrible. So
I
does he have
was
any?
a little lower. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't know. Like, I mean, like, it's not bad, but $7.5 million. Do you think that's a good contract to get, James? What do you think? Like, would that be even a realistic idea?
Well, the big thing for Velarde is I actually think he's much different playing style than Ehlers, but he has that factor of he's just had a career where there's been a lot of injuries involved. So I think this guy's like the perfect fit, but he brings that factor of he's just a bit of a band-aid. So it's like you're kind of playing with fire a little bit if you get a guy like that because head into the postseason, it's like imagine if Velarde went down or Ehlers or what if both of them went out? Like it would be a nightmare. And
He is injury prone.
yeah, like he just gets
He does
injured
get
a lot.
hurt a
He's
lot.
one of those guys you wish he could just keep consistently playing a full 82, but that just has not been the case in his career.
I mean, it's still a better scenario than having Jesperi Kotkaniemi be your second line center and him playing every night, and he might as well be injured. The numbers he's putting up.
Dude, with
You can trade KK out, man. If we
No,
can
no,
get
no.
off that contract, that'd be
literally,
huge.
I actually have a trade in mind. Give them
Let's
KK
hear
a
it.
pick.
They're
You're gonna need more
They
than
have
that.
no choice.
They're not
You're gonna need
do
more than
They
that.
got no choice. Look at where
Why
they
would they
are.
take out KK's money for Velarde and give up Velarde?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
no,
would never do
especially with them just re-signing him. I need to look at his trade clause and see what's going on there.
I don't
That's
think
a
he
big
has.
factor.
If you were
of it,
Winnipeg,
too.
would you take that deal?
It
Would you
was
take
a
that deal
first,
back?
just straight up first for Velarde.
No, it's a
No,
first,
KK.
KK
and a
and
first for
I'll
Velarde.
throw
Would
in
you
the
act
dough.
like if you were Winnipeg. Okay, well maybe that
KK
was
and what? Sorry.
that's pretty. That's a lot.
I
You
would
can also
give
go out
I
for
would
having-
give them that for a
out
26-year-old
without,
second line center. I would do that.
So James, what I said was give them a first, KK, and I'll throw in Bradley Nadeau.
I like
Sign,
that.
Field, all yours. Give me Velarde.
I think that's
here.
like, I think that's a good conversation to have. It sounds pretty fair. I'm sure some people say this or that for, if it's a little more one-sided on either direction, but like I like it. I think Bradley Nadeau is somebody who I would kind of tend to really want to hang on to. I really do feel that. But at the same time, it's a complicated situation. Like you say, like, is there ever going to be a roster spot for him? It's just such a kind of tricky situation. But I like your mentality, and it's something to think about. And then not only are you getting rid of that terrible contract. Oh, I mean that's an underrated part of it. If you could somehow get rid of KK, that would be very delightful.
I think the thing about Nadeau is like you have Eric Robinson has 4 years left on his contract. Carrier has 4 years left on his contract. Taylor Hall has 2 years left on his contract. Martinook has 2 years left on his contract. And Canes will not get rid of Martinook. If the Canes get rid of Martinook, or Stahl's going to retire. But if the Canes get rid of Martinook, they're doomed.
Well, he can't be around forever.
Is he pretty? Well, he's like a low-key part that a lot of people outside of Carolina wouldn't really know how important he is.
Yeah,
he's like the guy, like the glue guy. We need him.
If we didn't have Martinook, this team would be dead in the water.
Well, he is so underrated, and he's such a fun player to watch quietly. A lot of people don't really praise him as much, but I'm glad he had that one moment where he really kind of was in the spotlight. It was
playoff Martin.
One postseason where
the
he
devil
just
killer.
Playoff Martin.
Turned into Gretzky.
When he saw that empty netter.
Only against the Devils, man.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny. Dude, the announcers were like kind of mad. At least in that game. It was actually kind of funny. You could also one other center idea you can go after would be Nazem Kadri from.
No, he's on our no trade list.
What?
Like his no trade list has us on it. Like we.
I think he's older, which would be the only thing I'd be mad about. But he fit really well. He's kind of like I don't know, like him or O'Reilly. I think like those would be the two best bets for 2C.
Well, you'd have to get
realistically. I think those are the two guys you could get.
You'd have to get Nazem to waive his no trade list, or at least include Carolina on one of the teams you'd be willing to go to, because we're not on it.
We actually kind of forgot one thing. We signed Joel Nyström to a 4-year?
It's a 4-year 1.1. It's like 1.225.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means we're getting rid of a defenseman.
It's probably Chatty.
Who is it?
It's Chatty.
No, it's not going to be Chatty, dude. Chatty's so valuable. It's going to be
his underlying numbers this season have been terrible.
It would be Walker.
It's not going to be Chatty. Chatty's unbelievable.
This season he's not been that good, dude. Like overall, he's got the name, but like I've looked at some of his numbers. It's not been great.
His defensive numbers are all that matters to me.
I think he's on a no move clause, but I'm not entirely sure.
Chatfield is on a no movement clause.
And that's why I don't think it'll happen, because like he specifically wanted to stay in Raleigh. Like he said that he doesn't really actually want to go anywhere else. Like in his
the thing about Chatfield,
you can get him for like really cheap for the rest of his career if you really wanted to.
The thing about Jalen Chatfield is this. We see with Sean Walker, with Keandre Miller, with Nyström, with Nikishin, all of them, they all have defensive issues filling their gaps sometimes. Chatfield does not make mistakes defensively. Sure, he kind of lays an egg on offense. He's kind of a non-factor there. But there's never a game where I'm like, oh my God, Chatfield, that's a terrible, terrible mistake. That's a bad turnover, or that's bad transition defense, like we see from Sean Walker a ton. It's like, no, Jalen Chatfield does his job, and he does it well. And I think for $3 million a year, he's one of the most valuable players on our team.
Well, the one
I wouldn't trade him.
The one big thing that I've been keeping an eye on is that Chatty doesn't look all right. Chatty looks like he's hurt, and he's playing hurt. One shift, Brandon stopped a shot, and Chatty actually had to bend over to catch his breath. He looked like he was wincing in pain as he sat his torso up straight. And I'm like, dude, Chatty ain't all right. He skates awkward. He's not really got all of his energy trying to skate. I mean, he's like he's battling something. So I'll give Chatfield that bit of grace. I mean, the fact that he looks like he's playing through an injury and he's still playing okay, but that's something that the Canes do need to keep track of is that Chatty's really starting to build up these injuries a bit. Just a bit.
I can understand where you're coming from, Matt. He was a little hurt like towards the end of last year, and then he's been a lot more injury prone this year. He's missed some games, and he's a pretty healthy player like for his career. So, but I don't think it's anything to worry about yet or anything like that.
No.
But
can I actually tell a funny Chatfield story? Does anyone remember the game against Vegas? I think it was last year when we won the game 6-3. One of the goals was because Gasperi AK took a shot. He accidentally hit Chatty first. It rebounded. KK shot it again, and then it ended up going in the net.
When was that?
That was.
I don't remember that.
It happened early last year.
24-25, the 24-25 season.
I am very.
I think I remember now.
I think I'm very partial to Jalen Chatfield because the first Canes game I ever went to was last year against the Utah Hockey Club, and Jalen Chatfield scored the first goal of the first Canes game I ever went to. So he's got a special place in my heart.
Yeah,
I haven't been.
Look, Jalen is a good defensive defenseman, but where the Canes really need in their blue line is they need to get on the offense. And Jalen does get in on it somewhat, but he shines his defense, and they need to really get all of their blue line defensemen in on the offense and getting shots.
Jalen Chatfield is a +8 this year, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Been good.
All that's been good. Definitely know it's not much of his offense, even though he can get goals when it's his day.
Yeah. I don't care that he hasn't scored this year. I don't think that changes how valuable he is at all.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize he hadn't scored yet. I mean, I knew
he doesn't have a single goal this year. He's scoreless. Zero goals, 8 assists. No, 0 goals, 8 assists.
I was gonna say because I don't remember him scoring. I would have remembered it.
Yeah, I would have too.
And that's the problem.
I disagree. He's +8. Like it's
okay. Yeah, he's a +8, and I guarantee you, all that +8 is in his defense, which I like. I like
yes,
he's a defensive minded player, but you still gotta score a goal every now and then to help with the scoring.
And it's literally Matt playing NHL right now.
No, not really. That'd be very hard.
Trying to score goals. Yeah,
That'd be very
totally
hard.
a Matt thing to do. This lines up.
I disagree completely.
That'd be very hard. I wouldn't want to be a GM. I definitely would not want to be a GM.
You wouldn't last long, buddy.
No, I wouldn't even want it, even if I was great at it, because
you would have given
all that pressure. I don't even know how GMs stay as calm as they do doing their jobs.
Well, Tulski has a PhD, so he's pretty
organic.
He's got a lot of career back. Like if his career as a GM fails, he can go back into like nuclear medicine or whatever it is he came from. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Nuclear medicine.
I mean,
it was some type of chemistry. It was some type of crazy like organic chemistry or something like that he was a part of.
He's got like a PhD in organic chemistry and like.
You just had me think of a T-shirt.
Dude, we should make a T-shirt and call him the Doctor.
Yes, that'd be hilarious.
That would totally sell, bro.
I would buy it. In the house.
I would buy it.
Dude, yeah, we could totally make a shirt. That would be so funny, and to have like a picture of Tulski with like
a lab coat on.
Lab coat and like with a lab utensil.
The goggles, yes.
Dude, speaking of Tulski, I was at the game on actually for the Dallas game. I was at the Dallas game for my birthday because like it's coming up, but
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, bud.
I was gonna go to the Florida game, but that's closer to my birthday.
Yeah, no.
But we ended up not being able to get the tickets for that from my friend. So we were on the second level. It was awesome. And just looking around, I was eating dinner and I look up and I just see Eric Tulski talking with another guy. I'm like, Carter Carter, it's Tulski. It was
And
the
he
cool.
walks around, dude. He just walks like he's not ever in the VIPs. Just walks around the arena all game. It's pretty
Well,
cool.
that's where he
Probably
was
one of the most
essentially.
personal GMs I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude.
I'd love to talk to
he's
him.
Great. He's cool.
Anyway, sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I definitely wanted to talk to him, but he was talking. We thought we saw Cam Ward as well up there. We weren't sure, but that's what it looked like. So I was kind of happy about that. Besides that, game was awesome, by the way. Like, you think the Miko chants were loud on TV? Experiencing it in person was like, oh, dude, it was awesome.
About to say, were you about to say that Florida game's awesome? Because I remember something very differently. Context, buddy.
I was not at the Florida game. I was at the Dallas game. I was saying, like, I was going to go to the Florida game, which is on the 16th, but I haven't, like, it hasn't happened yet because my birthday is the 17th. But I'm not there yet. So
I'm actually kind of glad that the chants weren't over the top, because that's what I worried about. I mean, I get people's anger, but guys, we're over a year removed from that whole trade. Let it go. I'm glad it was. I'm glad it's mostly been settled.
We needed
I
vent. We needed to vent a little bit. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm okay with everyone venting a little bit, but if it went too far, that's where I drew the line. Because there's a point where there's enough's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just let it go. Just finally, we can all let it go now.
It'll go.
I cannot
Eventually,
tell you-
let it go now.
I cannot tell y'all how many DMs I got. They're like, what? Because I explained it on my story. I'm like, just let it go. It's not that deep. And everyone's like, dude, how can you not? Like, all this stuff. I'm like, it is a year ago. Move on from it. Who cares? Like, it
And
doesn't.
also,
mean-
it's like Miko was totally blindsided by this trade. He didn't want to leave Colorado. It was a huge miscommunication between his like and so it's like, I don't know why, like, free agency is what it is so that players have a choice, and not everyone wants to go to a small market team in the same way that not everybody wants to play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, it's players need to be in control of their lives, and like, I think as fans we should step away from it, especially because Miko never was like, I don't want to play for Carolina because I don't like them. It's just like, I just don't see myself there long term, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
the
like
main,
Coming back. I'm just glad we were able to trade him.
well, the main goal, the obvious goal that he had when he got here, now that I've had a 2,000-foot view for a whole year to really think about that whole situation, he wanted to get back to the Central Division. He was dead set. I'm getting back. I don't care where. I think I think he kind of did care. He just wanted to get. It's funny that the team he went to gave him the exact money he wanted in Colorado.
Exactly.
And then he did what he did to Colorado in the playoffs. What was it, round 2?
No, it was round 1.
Round 1. Okay, round 1. So I'm going. Chris McFarland really must be begging for his job at this point, because
Colorado turned out okay.
Yeah, I mean they turned out okay, but Dallas. I mean, well, I'm gonna stick on the Miko thing real quick, because the whole thing. I mean, even the players, even the guys in the locker room said, "Dude, Miko's not a bad guy. Don't even get it twisted. I mean, he's not a horrible human being." Literally, everyone had nice things to say, and even Miko asked after the game, "It's like, yeah, I get it. I mean, they have great fans of this hockey team, and I totally get it." He was laughing, and you know what? I was laughing with him. It was great, and that's when I get to the point of, y'all, let it go. Let it go.
I thought it was funny watching like Face Off on Amazon, where KK and Jarv are on the golf course, and it's like the clip of Jarv finding out that he's been traded, and KK's like, "Is this because of us? Because like they weren't scoring when Miko was on the team very much." And I thought it was funny, and it's so funny that the players on the team were more interested in seeing like what the organization got back and how they could move on, and because Seth Jarvis was like, I wonder what we'll get in return for him, and then just picked up his golf club and swung it. And then fans are like, Miko sucks. I hate him. He's a Nazi. It's like, whoa,
whoa.
Isn't that the crazy
It was
thing, though?
pretty
How
rough.
fast that coin flipped. We went
Oh,
from
yeah,
dude,
it was like
absolutely
instant.
kissing this guy's butt to now
James, you
he
have not
wanted the
seen it, dude. It's
pitchforks, the
crazy.
torches, everything. The bear
They went
traps,
from
if you
loving
could
him
find them.
to like hating him like right off, like within like a minute. Like I don't remember like when it changed, but like you as Canes fans, you knew when it changed, and you just
Oh, it changed immediately.
It went
did you
from
see that-
I love it to you're not producing to you need to score more and be the winger we need to you don't want to be here to we hate you and you need to die. That's basically what happened. Like
It was
No,
so-
no.
the transition was so incredible to watch. It was like I was like
seamless, absolutely seamless.
Yeah,
Have
it
you
was
seen
crazy.
Hurricanes? Like
Like
the
a
Instagram
lifetime
page,
happening.
Hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is out of his bro.
He's
cat-
unhinged.
dog. No, dude, he's gonna get himself banned doing that.
Dude, he did like some, I'm not even gonna say it on here, but he
We
did something.
have
I'm
some
like,
pretty
dude,
crazy
that, like,
pages like in our community,
Dude,
and
he
yeah.
put something on
Well,
his Snapchat. I'm like,
supposed to be like
how-
some satires, so
That's when I
Yeah,
get,
He
that's
doesn't
when I-
care.
I'll
He
have to
just
send it
puts
to you,
whatever on his
James. He's a
caption.
pretty funny guy.
That's
he
when
is
I
a funny
think,
guy.
That's when I
Yeah,
think the
he's
dark side
funny.
of the fan base I really get so annoyed with because, dude, we do not need that.
That
crap.
is the dark side of the fan base.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's when I
I-
start hating it because
Yeah.
the whole Miko hate thing. That's where it's coming from. That's where it's truly coming from.
Yeah.
People who
I
don't
just
really
feel
have
like
a
for
life and they just want to dish it out on things that they know that they can talk about.
I just feel like
Matt,
fans for
you've
some
gotten
reason
so
like
much better.
I just feel like for some reason, whenever someone gets traded, the fan base thinks that the player's supposed to like produce right away. Like that's just not how it works. I mean, it could work, but like
Like Gensel.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, fans got spoiled from Gensel. They got spoiled.
Nick
from
is
Gensel.
the
Yeah, I know.
only
I'm just saying, like-
exception we've ever had. Like, I mean, like
I
he had-
knew when
he went
Ransom
nuclear.
came in, he wasn't gonna be like right away. I just knew it. Fans just think that as soon as a player doesn't do what they're supposed to right away, there's like, oh yeah, we hit him. What? Oh my god. Hold on.
And also, how many posts did Miko hit? Like when he was here, I swear he
3
hit
or
like
4.
10 posts. He hit so many
Easily
posts.
I guess everybody doesn't. I guess everybody likes Miko now.
Well, it's not like him. It's just like everybody needs to sooner or later.
No,
let it
I mean,
go.
I think it's good. Like, I think as Canes fans, you got to hold yourselves a lot better, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let it go. You're right. I think
There just
it's gotta
needs to
let
be
it go.
understanding.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
We have
And then
fans
for
that-
moving on, you guys got a pretty great return too. So it's like imagine
love the
what the
return.
story
I
could
love
have been like if maybe you guys didn't end up winning a cup with him in the playoffs, and then he just leaves in free agency, and then you just lose a whole lot of stuff, and then just get nothing in return for Ranton, and like could have been so much worse. So I think every fan in the Hurricanes community should just be grateful.
I can tell you the moment I knew he was leaving was Detroit. The game before
What
Boston.
happened there?
He literally skated half-assed, and his brain looked like it wasn't even connected to his skates. And the
Actually,
He
moment
just checked out right in
I
that
kind of
game.
knew when it was gonna happen, though. Yeah.
the moment I really knew was Boston because he really didn't care. I mean, he even got the puck taken from him, and he didn't even try to get it back.
Yeah.
He just half skated around the ice when he was on his shift. And then he was the last one to leave the locker room a lot of the time. And everyone said they just felt like disconnected, and he had little interest in being here. Wasn't, like I said, a bad human being, but he instantly gave the vibe of, and everyone said
It's uncomfortable.
it's uncomfortable. Well, I get you're uncomfortable. I'm not upset that you made the deal to leave. What I'm upset about is, dude, I get you don't like it, but you're paid to be a professional and play hockey.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
it kind
really
of
where
speaks volumes to him to some sort of extent. Obviously, Rantanen is an amazing player, but yeah, just the way how he just kind of treated it. He's just like, I'm done. I'm just gonna half-ass my way around the ice everywhere and just like let literally just my play speak loudly to every fan that I don't want to be here. That's
I think
something
that's
I was-
from.
you know
I think
that rubs
initially,
anybody the wrong way, right?
initially I was perplexed that we traded for him in the first place because he never seemed like a guy that fit the way we played. And I guess Tulski's thought process was like, well, maybe we can transition him into that because he's huge, right? He's like what, 6'4"?
6'4", 220, 200.
He's a big guy. So I guess Tulski's thought process was like, okay, let's take this guy that has really good offensive talent, like bona fide superstar level talent, get him the defensive side of the game, and then maybe we have a complete two-way first line winger. I get it, but I'm also like, it's kind of a sketchy trade to make a play for a guy like that in a contract year. But I also understand that you can't be afraid to take shots, or you won't get anywhere.
Well, I know.
And what about the side of Natchez' world? I mean, wasn't there talk that it seemed like he probably wasn't going to be there long term? So that's kind of why you guys may be motivated to try and trade him and strike at a certain time.
That was the same thing with Drury too. They both went to
like
arbitration the previous off season.
Yeah, and the thing that a lot of fans forget is that we also got Taylor Hall in this trade, and he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was the main piece.
Look,
yeah, he became the main piece.
going back to Marty, because I actually want to get back on him because he perplexed me this season before he got his contract in Colorado finally done. Like I said, we knew it was coming. Marty was not going to stay here. Whole outside the arena drama with even his dad getting on social media, trashing the team, and him kind of being deflecting in his interviews about, no, that's not it, to when you figure out it through insiders that, yeah, that is it. Because you're saying one thing, but your teammates are saying another. Because his teammates, lack of a better word, they're calling him a cancer. He's kind of a cancer. And then he goes to Colorado. What happened in the first round. And now you hear him start to say, I'm not happy here. You hear things about he's just not happy here. I'm like, Marty, if you're not happy in Colorado, where are you going to be happy?
He's staying. I mean, he signed the contract.
Now he did.
Now Marty is a hothead though. Like Canes fans know, like he's a hothead.
And that's my problem with Marty is like, dude, you nearly shafted one of the best positions anyone can be at in the National Hockey League, playing with one of the best forwards in the NHL and undoubtedly the best defenseman in the NHL. That's what you nearly destroyed.
Put it like that, that is insanity. This guy sounds like he's some sort of problem.
No, Natchez is definitely a locker room cancer though. He like, I love Marty. I have a signed puck for him. Got tons of his stuff, but he's a cancer. I mean, but maybe he is good in Colorado. I guess he is. I mean, he wouldn't sign there if he wasn't. So,
well, it's just
At least he's happy.
Maybe McKinnon's setting him straight.
That's. I mean, yeah. He's playing with.
He's like, but you gotta lock in, and you're gonna be different in Colorado here moving forward. All right.
Yep,
dude.
I mean, he definitely.
And leadership is important, and you know.
I think we got.
McKinnon's a guy.
I think we got a teaser of what a pissed off Nate McKinnon looks like in that Colorado game where he broke his stick.
Dude, that was funny as hell.
All right, boys.
I don't want to be the guy on the receiving end of that forecheck when he's mad.
I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Puck's dropping in about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna
probably need to wrap this up. The game starting soon, anyways.
Great talking, guys.
Yep.
Great episode, guys. Nice to meet you, James. Thanks for coming in.
James,
I was really happy to be here, guys. It was really awesome time. You guys are really cool. All that stuff.
Cool, man. It was nice to meet you, James. Hope we do another video in the future, buddy.
Yeah, nice
that'd be
man.
awesome. Just again, really grateful that you guys invited me, and for sure we'll have to do it again someday. Without a doubt.
Yeah. Check out.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right, guys.
See you, boys.
Awesome,
Go Canes.
Thanks again for having me.
Boys.
All right.
Go Canes.
See you guys.
Go Canes.
Get that cup.
Yes, sir.